Welcome back. High school seniors and their families are starting to confront the realities of the high cost of college education as they get ready. And as we've discussed on this program in the past, two-year schools have seen enrollment increases outpacing four-year institutions. That's one way to handle the high cost, but another entity dealing with recruiting challenges of its own provides an option to handle those costs. The Wisconsin Army National Guard's tuition grant covers up to 100% of tuition expenses for schools in the UW and Tech College systems. And we're joined now by Private First Class Vincent Bird. He is a sophomore at UW Oshkosh and obviously chose to go this route. So before we get into your decision, I'm just curious, what is college life like for you as a member of the National Guard? Is it much different from your fellow students?
No, it's not much different. I have a lot of friends at UWO, and my day-to-day life as a student isn't really affected by being in the National Guard. The Guard is very flexible with students because they know that one of their big draws into joining is that they have such good education benefits. So your unit is very flexible with allowing you to be a full-time student.
All right, and again, like maybe most people are familiar, the National Guard requires a weekend a month.
Yes.
And then 2 weeks in the summer. So let's go back to when you were thinking about college. Why did you choose this route? Walk us through the factors that went into your decision making.
Yeah, so I originally planned on attending Fox Valley Tech, and I was an athlete at high school, so I was in strength and conditioning class, and this opportunity for the Guard kind of snuck up on me a little bit. I had thought about the military, probably like everybody has, as a route, but I never really truly considered it until one day in a gym class at my senior year of high school. A couple recruiters came and ran a strength and conditioning workout, and it wasn't really until then that I got to know my recruiter and that I really started considering it. Hey, this might be a good option for me because college is really expensive right now. So then I got to know my recruiter a little bit more, went and met with him in his office, and he really laid down everything that the Guard has to offer. I took that information, went back to my parents, and was like, hey, I think I want to do this.
Let me ask you about that information.
Yeah.
Were you surprised that if you were eligible for all this, that you could come out of school debt-free? I mean, were you surprised at how much it covers?
Everybody knows that if you join the military, you get free tuition, but until you sit down with a recruiter and they really lay out how in-depth the education benefits go, it's not until then where you really realize, I was like, wow, this is quite the opportunity you have here.
Yeah. It puts you ahead of the game as a parent of two recent college graduates.
Yeah.
It puts you ahead of the game if you can come out of there debt-free.
Yeah.
When new recruits start talking to recruiters like you did,
Yes.
they're asked to fill out a questionnaire. 77% of new recruits say they look at this as a means to further their career after their service. So how does that fit in your plans? How does that work?
Well, a lot of times when I tell people that are considering joining the Guard, one of the things that they don't really shed light on is just having Wisconsin Army National Guard on your resume when applying for jobs is immediately going to move your resume to the top of that list because they know that you're going to be decently fit, good time management, responsible, respectful, all those great aspects.
Is there enough room in the Guard for you to find training, if you will, for what you want to do after the Guard?
100%. The Army Guard offers so many different jobs that you can do. Me personally, I want to go into law enforcement, so I enlisted as military police.
Right there on his
right
shoulder.
Here.
Yep.
Yeah. And there's one of the big draws to picking an MOS that aligns with your career is you can get college credit for it. Mm-hmm. Being that I'm military police and going for a criminal justice related degree, I'm getting 18 to 20 college credits just for having MP on my shoulder.
So it's not just the financial benefits, it's also the educational benefits here in terms of pursuing your degree. It's also interesting to note that this is not just for undergraduate or technical college degrees. A lot of people pursue their advanced degrees through the Guard.
Yes.
How intriguing is that for you?
Very. So the main benefit that everybody uses is called the National Guard Tuition Grant, Wisconsin Army National Guard Tuition Grant, which covers 4 years of schooling or a bachelor's degree. On top of that, though, there's a separate education benefit that you can use whether you're in the Guard or out of the Guard, and it covers an extra 2 years of college, so you can get your master's degree free of tuition, essentially.
We've talked to the Guard before on this program about the challenges of recruiting. I've also spoken to universities about the challenge of recruiting. This is a recruiting tool. How much interest does it generate on campus among those who aren't using it?
I talked to a lot of people about my experiences in the Guard, and once I lay out for them a couple of the details of just exactly how the education benefits work, a lot of time their eyes get really big. They're like, whoa, that's actually a lot of money that you can get for joining the Guard. For going to school, the Guard will give you $400 some a month. If you score higher than 50 on the ASVAB, you get an additional $400 some a month. So I'm making $850-ish a month just to go to college. That doesn't count the drill pay, so that really is $1,000 a month. And on top of that, they're also paying off your tuition.
So at the end of this, when you look back and you reflect on the decision you made, what do you think you're going to think?
Oh, I'm very happy. I already know I'm going to be very happy I made this decision. I can sit back and say I don't have to worry about that because Uncle Sam's paying me for my college. So,
Vincent, thanks so much for sharing your story.
Yeah, thank you for having me.